encouragement for the underdog. Really has to win this game, surely. Oh, bother. And double bother. Testud feeling she won that point twice. Again, unhappy with the length. And she's making the point that the baseline judge at the far end is not, in her opinion, doing the job. Shall we see? You needed to be absolutely square with the line, but at least Testud has taken the first game and stopped the run.
Accepting a chance here. Testud, not the best half-volley pickup that Hingis will play. First serve missed, this is a second.
No. 15 7.
When Hingis started slowly in the first set, Testud didn't have actual break chances. She has two now. And good applause as Testud finally breaks. It was to be unkind. It was not bravely won. She waited for the opportunity, or rather for her opponent to make the mistake, which she duly did. 2-love.
better from Testud, taking the chance to come in behind the ground stroke.
It's just possible that Testud may have changed her opinion about the baseline judge at the far end. 2 occasions then when she was really in extremis. 3rd game point for a 3-love lead.
Hingis starting to wake up after really, you could say, falling asleep at the start of the second. It was very easy, the first set 6-1, and just relaxed ever so slightly. Testud's got to go out and take this game. She can't expect Hingis to make too many more errors. Present her with points.
Hingis to look at that line, and again there were some very close balls.
Hingis saying 2 times she's felt the balls have been long. I have to say I wouldn't like to be this lines person on that baseline. It's really being peppered with some very deep shots. I'd love to see Testud just try something different, maybe a serve and volley, or a serve and then hit the next ball hard and deep and come in.
Testud lead 3 games to love.
Again, the applause is generous, but the game is won on her opponent's error. If she's to have any future in the long term, she has to win more points on her own, of her own volition, of her own ideas. Seems a bit harsh to say when she's 3-love up in the second set against the best player in the world, but it's true, is it not? There's the lady who's had to make...
I was wondering when we were going to see a shot of her. We probably had to get a special camera down there to position it. You can tell by that she knows she's had some tough ones.
She has indeed, hasn't she?
She has, yeah. Yeah. Normally, when you're sitting on lines, you probably get maybe 2, 3 tight calls to make in a match, and she's had about 4 or 5 in 2 games.
And it swung around because Testud was complaining earlier on, and Hingis was on the point of complaining then. So at least the players will feel that she's not being unfair. So just call them or not call them as she's seen them.
But you are right about that point, that the Testud is going to have to go out there and try and win more points through her own merit rather than waiting for the Hingis error. Although if Hingis continues to make these errors, then it could turn out to be a little bit more interesting than we first thought after the first set. Hingis love 3.
It's not a comedy for her, but there are plenty of errors.
One of the best players of this tactic in the women's game, Hingis, sneaking in behind a good ground stroke. Seems to know instinctively when to employ that tactic in a rally.
Hingis. Testud 3-1.
Game 1 from love 30. Certainly a larger audience now. That's a pretty good summary of the match. 23-20. 43 unforced errors, and here we are in the 5th game of the second set. There's another one. Slightly late call.
I think the umpires overruled this one, and rightly so, catching the side edge. I think she said replay the point. Hingis is not happy.
Just the wrong side of the centre line. All the time in that rally, it was Hingis who was looking for the opening to do something different. Maybe Chris motivated by the fact that she thought that she'd had not the rub of the green on that previous call, but the umpire clearly was right from the replay to have the point replayed. But it is now love 30. She got very tucked up. And the expected breakback chances arrive. And the expectation is that at least one will be taken.
Testud lead 3 games to 2.
Poor game from Testud.
It might be, Barry, when we sit here and we're asking Testud to do something different, that she just doesn't have the capabilities to do that. And she is playing the way that she feels comfortable with. She feels she's playing to her strengths. But I think that there comes a time when you're playing somebody like a Hingis that you have to maybe abandon your strengths. Say, okay, well, I've got to try and do something different, and I've got to take more balls on and come to the net. She's not really asking Martina Hingis at the moment to do anything special with the ball. There's plenty of opportunities for Testud to come in the rally and hit forehands down the line or backhands down the line and say to Martina Hingis, pass me, win the point. When Testud has come into the net behind some good forehands, she's won the point.
I know it's the first day of the week and Monday's never perhaps my best day, but if, with respect, we can see it, we're looking at the 12th seed of the championship, she must be able to see that if she's going to have a chance, she's got to take all the chance. I mean, she's got to overcome whatever inhibition she has within her. 2-3.
Nice fade of the wrist at the last moment from Hingis to direct that down the line.
There was a touch of irritation here in this forehand. It was much looser in terms of driving the ball. Mentally looser.
last forehand from Hingis an indication of exactly how quick this court is, because it wasn't particularly well struck, but it hit the surface and raced away.
Testud leads 4 games to 3.
And she found the first serve when she needed it most to keep her nose in front. Stop the run of 3 becoming a losing run in her terms.
Yes, I'm sitting here at the moment and just thinking that Testud has played Hingis 6 times, she's lost 6 times, and you're wondering what Testud has learnt from those 6 matches, if she's learnt anything at all. And maybe sit down with a coach and think, okay, well this time let's try something different. Let's maybe surprise Hingis with something extra that I haven't done before, or what did I do well when I stretched her 7-6, 7-6 in our last encounter.
In her case, to have such a discussion would risk a family row, wouldn't it?
Yes.
Coached by her husband.
So what has been interesting about this match for me is the pace of the court, but also when Testud has hit the ball hard down the middle to Hingis, Hingis has always mistimed it, which could be interesting for later matches.
15 love.
unfortunate.
30-15.
Let's have a look at this one again. Oh, see, that looked good to me.
And me.
I think the umpires actually said it's good. There you go, ball's on the line.
That's a couple of good rulings by Laura Ceccarelli.
I think Hingis as well, by her reaction, knew that this one was smack on the line. Yeah, look at that.
Oh.
Can't call that one out. Dear me.
Perhaps the baseline judge could move around.
Yes.
And she plays her approaches to the corner. She gets her opponent on the run, and she stands back well behind the baseline. I don't understand it. Perhaps it's me. Four all, and the test coming up for Testud. Perhaps it's the difference, Chris. Immediately Hingis, the aggressor in this game.
Hingis knows when to come into the net, and Testud appears to me not to know which ball to come in on, or hits balls and thinks, shall I go in, and then the decision is too late. It's not instinctive enough, whereas Hingis is instinctive.
Well played. Came in then, had to, and it was a fine volley.
15.
Yeah, this was good play. Looking for the short ball this time, Testud, and a nice touch, half volley drop shot.
I think I said volley there.
You did, Barry.
She's getting to me.
It was half right. It was a half volley.
Break points for Hingis. Another bit of a yahoo, that's about right.
Second serve getting up a little bit, surprising Hingis.
That's a good serve, very good serve. Testud taking advantage of what she'd read from the previous point. Saved the break point, she now has a chance of leading 5-4.
Use. Advantage Testud.
Couple of good serves wide on the forehand, really taking Hingis out of court.
Testud lead 5-4.
And do you think her coach and husband has said the French equivalent of "at last, my love"?
Yes. And I'm sure that Shoei would be in there somewhere. That was the perfect point to play against Hingis. A few ground strokes and then taking on the ball and coming in behind it. Testud can volley. She's 21 in the world in doubles. It's not as if she doesn't know how to volley, but just hasn't ventured towards the dominant part of the court often enough. You still get the feeling there, Barry, when you look at Hingis's demeanour on court and the way she holds herself, that it's still well within herself, this match. She's clearly enjoying being out there. She feels, I'm sure, not under a huge amount of pressure. Let's see if Testud can come out now and take a few chances, take on a few balls, surprise Hingis.
Sacre bleu.
15 love.
Did it absolutely all right. That was a fine shot. And then half of Victoria was open to her, and she put it in Queensland.
Again, just missing, but at least she's going for a little bit more on the ground strokes. We've seen in this match as well, Barry, Testud looking down at the court a lot of the time, as if to say, well, it's not coming through like I'm expecting it to, or it's catching a little bit. And Hingis definitely has the advantage in that area because she's played almost, I think, 2 of her 3 matches so far in this court, or on this court, whereas Testud has played all her matches on the outside courts, which from what I've been hearing are even quicker than the centre court. So it may explain why at times she's mistiming shots and missing shots by quite a margin, because the pace of the court, she's just not used to it. Surprised that Hingis didn't follow in behind. This one was caught rather flat-footed on the baseline. I was expecting not such a strong return from Testud.
On the line.
It must have been only just as well. This almost looked wide to me.
I think he got the outside of it, that's for sure.
It was a sliver.
Yes.
I'm sure Hingis is having yes, she is.
Dear, the game's too easy for her, really, isn't it? Even though she's down in this game. Well played. Forced the error, but she was in there putting the pressure on, and it made all the difference. So, at the very least, the champion is going to be involved in a tie-break.
Like here, there. I mean, that's an important point. I mean, 30 off.
But then you don't want me to guess when I'm up here.
This Hingis clearly agrees with Mr. Bailey.
Well, I think we might have another look. Well, no, this is the point to hold. But again, a good serve by Testud. Getting the short reply, and again, she's several times she's hit good serves, and she's been in the dominant position, and she's hit the ball and then run back to the baseline. Whereas there she was taking it on, just it was coming into the net. And putting the pressure on Hingis and asking Martina Hingis to do something special with the ball. And this may be this set and this match, if it goes to 3, exactly what Martina Hingis needs. The winner of this one will play Arantxa Santos Vicario, who's having a bit of resurgence in form, you'd have to say. Santos Vicario earlier today beating Barbara Schett in 3 sets.
No complaint, just disappointment. No pressure being put on. 2 points for a second set tiebreak. Can't think the nails are being bitten too much. It's a slight face of concern. Well, she had the initiative from the serve and immediately gave it away. And so she's broken. Wind getting up a little bit. Love to see a player do that. Some of us do it all the time. That's really tough. Caught out at Hingis' end. But the crowd obviously thought it was out at Testud's end. The leg was in the way, really. 3-love. The word is au revoir. Contrasted demeanour between the two, but the crowd obviously feel that she was lucky earlier. Not her fault, of course.
Well, it's a different voice as well, isn't it, calling out on that bass? I think they've switched. There was a woman on the line. That was certainly a male voice.
Well played.
Did well here, Testud changed the pattern. Hingis expecting the cross-court shot. Testud hasn't gone back behind Hingis too much in this match. Surprising Martina Hingis with that shot. So just the one mini break for Hingis to play around with.
Now might be pardon. Could come back. But she looked to be on the point of departure. Well, that's the summary of the match. She got herself into a position of making a point. Now she faces a series of match points, 3 of them. Delighted Martina Hingis. Slightly in and out performance by her. At times the game is ridiculously easy for her. Almost as though she heard that observation. And her opponent not taking a chance. I suppose she'll look back, Testud, and look at the score and say, well, 6-1, 7-6, I pushed her. But she would be kidding herself, really, because she could have pushed her more, surely, or at least forced Hingis to play better.
Yeah, certainly Testud had chances, and she just didn't really play the positive tennis when it was required. You're always feeling, take on a few more balls and just try and come in behind some and ask Martina Hingis to do something a little bit extra special. I felt that the Hingis, the lapse in concentration she had at the start of the second was purely just because it was too easy. And it was almost as if she fell asleep, and then suddenly she realised she was in trouble and she had to wake up. It's a good match for Hingis to get through, 6-1, 7-6. It's good for her to play a tighter set like that, because up until then she'd never dropped more than 3 games in a set. But you get the feeling that Hingis is in total control of her destiny right now, and looking more and more as if she is on her way to another final.
And therefore still on course to match the performance of Margaret Court between 1960 and 1966 for a 4th title. Whether there were 2 more at the end of that, I don't know, but she's through again to the quarterfinals.